Hello, and welcome to the second episode of my £5 weekly prepping challenge, where I see what I can prep for just £5. For this week's challenge, I've decided to focus on food again, but instead of buying expensive Heinz range, I've gone with Asda's Just Essentials, the cheap range. As I mentioned in the last vlog, I've chosen Asda purely because that's where is my local shop, and that's where I get everything from. But these Just Essentials, which is their cheap range, is exactly the same as what you can get in Tesco's, Sainsbury's. I think Morrison's also have their own range. So whereas last week I bought 5 tins for £5, this week I managed to get 8 tins and 2 packets of pasta for under £5. Let me show you what I've got. Ooh. This is everything that I bought for this week's prepping challenge. I bought 3 tins of new potatoes, a chili con carne meal, 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, some baked beans, spaghetti loops, spaghetti and some pasta shapes. I'll put the breakdown on the side there, but in total the whole lot came to £4.88, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's what I bought this week, and as you can see, and I think I've already mentioned this, but you get a lot more for your money by using the supermarket cheap brands, and you don't even have to use the cheapest ranges. Even just their own normal brand will come out obviously cheaper than Heinz. You know, one thing I do want to say though, that if like we're in the cost of living crisis here, and money is tight all around, and things are going up everywhere. Obviously, if you're into prepping or you have an interest in prepping, you are likely very aware of what's going on in the world right now. So you're also aware that everything is going to continue to go up, at least for the time being. So if you can't stretch £5 a week to build on your preps, that's okay. I mean, it's not okay obviously, but do what you can. There's no right or wrong way to prep. If you can only spare, say, £1, just £1, and the tins you can get, I mean, like those tin potatoes, I think they're 39p, or any really one of those tins except for the chilli. They're all under £1, so you can get probably at least 2 of those tins for £1. That's 2 more than what you would have had if you didn't buy anything. So it's, yeah, and 2 more than the neighbour down the road who hasn't even considered prepping at all, and will then go out and panic buy when things go wrong, you know. And also, for what it's worth, adding a few extra items to your shop each week or each month is not panic buying. Just want to throw that out there, because a lot of people who are ignorant of what preppers do and who we are and what we hope to achieve by prepping, a lot of the time they think we are panic buyers, or we are buying extra and depriving them of going out and buying the same. We're not. That's not what prepping is about. It's to making sure that we are prepared for certain situations, and if anything, those are the people that will be panic buying because they weren't prepared and shit hit the fan, and so therefore they rush to the supermarkets and try to get everything before everyone else does, and they will hoard it because they don't want to share, they don't want to let anybody else have it, and that creates the problem. But of course they don't see it that way, they see it as preppers doing that. So but just want to say, we're not the problem. The people that don't prepare are the problem. So that's it for this vlog. My next one, I'm planning on moving away from food and trying to see what I can get in the way of first aid items and or toiletries, one or the other. I do need to overhaul my first aid kit in the cupboard, so I am sort of quite keen to see how many items like plasters and bandages, gauze and whatever that I could get for under £5. It probably won't be a lot, admittedly, or it may not be very good quality. We'll have to see what there is. And I also want to move away from the traditional supermarkets, so see what they've got in place like Poundland and B&M and whatever else we've got around at the moment. I have to have a look in town. So yeah, that is what my plan is for the next vlog. Once again, if that sounds interesting and good for you, I would like for you to stick around and follow along. So that's the end of the video. If you found it informative or useful in any kind of way, I'll appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts or comments, please leave them below. So once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, hopefully. And remember to stay aware and be prepared.